Let me give you the complete blueprint on how you can make $100,000 this Q4 with your Shopify store. What's poppin', people? It's your boy the Beast of Ecom, and I am back with another video dropping nothing but you already know, value bombs. So in today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the exact blueprint on how you can make over $100,000 drop shipping with your Shopify store. Now, of course, we're heading into Q4, which is the next 3 months, which is one of the busiest periods for all online retailers. So it's a perfect time to start making some sales. Now, as usual, I'm going to break down absolutely everything from how and what products you need to be looking at, also the complete Facebook strategy, some store changes that you should make on your store to help improve your conversions. I'm going to talk about email marketing and some very, very, very important stuff that you need to take into consideration, especially over these next 3 months. I can guarantee that you're going to get tons of value out of this video. So if you could do just one thing for me, that would be to drop a like on this video, because of course it helps out the algorithm, and of course make sure you drop a comment down below with anything or any questions that you may have, and also comment down below, let me know how much you want to make over these next 3 months. And also what you can do is hold yourself accountable once these next 3 months are over and see if you actually hit your goal. And of course, if you are new to the channel, then make sure of course you smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, so that you stay up to date with all of my latest content. Okay, so the ultimate Q4 dropshipping blueprint. Okay, I've got tons of stuff to give away in this video, so much value. I can guarantee that you're going to get tons of value from this video, so make sure of course you stay to the end, and make sure you drop a like as well. So some of the things that I'm going to cover, okay, is really quickly, again, it won't take too long on this, but what is Q4? Because I know there may be some new people who don't understand exactly what it is. We're going to talk about product finding as well, what sort of products you should be looking for, what sort of products you should be selling, some free methods, some paid methods, talking everything about product research and finding winning products in this section here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Facebook strategy. Okay, going to cover everything from testing, how you should be testing products, how we can then scale the products, some creative testing as well once you've kind of found some winners, and we'll cover everything about Facebook ads in this section here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the store changes, okay, because it's important that even though you've got your adverts firing on all cylinders, there are some changes that you can make to your store to help uplift your conversion rate and be in line with the festive periods which are happening over these next 3 months. Okay, then of course we've got some email marketing, which is very underutilized by a lot of drop shippers. However, it's probably some of the easiest money that you can make. I'm going to be talking about some strategies and stuff like that that you can do there. And then finally, we've got some important shiz, I call it, because this is stuff that you only really realize once you become experienced, because I've been through a lot of potholes throughout Q4. So this is some important shiz that you need to know, especially for people who may be scaling and it may be their first really good Q4 as well. So make sure you watch all of this. Again, tons of value to cover, but let's jump straight into things. Okay, so first and foremost, what is Q4 and why is everybody raving on about it? Right, now this is one of my stores from Q4 2019. You can see we're doing 1.3, pretty much 1.4 million from September to December, which is around about 1.7 mil. So in 4 months time, we was able to do 1.7 million. Again, this is just one of my stores, but the main thing is that a lot of people are trying to understand what Q4 is. But Q4 is basically the last 3 months of the year. Okay, so Q4, which is what it stands for, which is October, November, and in December. Now, within those 3 months, we've got some very big festive events, right? We've got Halloween, which comes up in October next month. Okay, we've got Thanksgiving for all of the Americans out there. We've also got Black Friday, which of course everyone pretty much knows what that is, one of the biggest events for any retailer, both online or offline. Okay, following that, we've got Cyber Monday, and then of course we've got Christmas, people purchasing gifts and stuff like that for actual Christmas Day. And then of course, again, I'm not sure how this is for everyone else in the world, but for us here in the UK, we have something called like Boxing Day sales, which is basically after the day after Christmas, what happens is all of the retail stores out there and all of the stores online generally just put everything at a discount. So again, I'm not sure if this is just something in the UK, but let me know if any other country in the world does Boxing Day sales. But all of these events we have, which are coming up in the next 3 months, so it's a heavy period time to be advertising and selling products, right? Now, this is the timeline, okay? So September, which we're in right about now, you need to be testing products, okay? You should be testing products, and I'm going to talk about a little bit later in this video how to test products, how to find products, how many products you should be testing per week, and all those kind of things. But right about now, you need to be testing, and I would advise that you are testing a little bit more aggressively than normal, right? Now, moving on to October, which is next month, well, in like 2 weeks time, what you want to be doing, of course, is depending on where you are currently at with things, you either want to be consistently still testing, but ideally you want to be, of course, looking into scaling what you've already got working and refining as well. And when I talk about refining, we'll talk about creative testing, and those kind of things, and finding better winners, winning audiences, and winning creatives. But that's what you want to be doing in October. Now in November, again, that is the heaviest month for spend, probably online. So CPMs are going to increase, but you really want to be heavily scaling as much as you possibly can in November and taking advantage of all of those big events, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, etc. And of course, consistently refining your adverts, creative testing, finding better audiences, ads, and those kind of things, so you don't run into ad fatigue. Now, December, of course, depending on if you are drop shipping from China or from AliExpress, or if you are, if you have, US fulfillment, wherever it may be, you may still be scaling, but of course, be wary that, of course, throughout, halfway through December, stuff may not arrive in time. So you just want to be wary. And I'll be talking about that at the end of this video as well, in the important shiz, because it's very important to understand when to stop scaling, especially if you are drop shipping from China. Okay, so that's a brief overview of the timeline. Now let's jump into products to test, right? What to test and where to find them. Now, I've covered this a lot of the time. If you are a person who watches my videos a hell of a lot, you will understand that I always preach this. But for those who may be new to my content, right? I always think a winning product falls into one of these two categories, right? It is either a problem-solving product, which is something which solves a problem that the customer has, whether it is saving them time, them money, giving them confidence, okay, which is a lot of beauty products, or makes them look better. If you are solving a problem, then those products do well on Facebook. On the opposite side of things, we have unique wow products, but they have to be sold to a passionate audience. And a lot of the time, people always forget that last point. Okay, so again, these are products which are generally not found in the high street. They're very unique, but again, they must have a passionate audience to sell to. Now, you may be thinking, okay, then Harry, that's cool, but what is a passionate audience? Well, a passionate audience for me is like parents or pet owners or hobbyists, people who have a hobby such as golf, kayaking, camping, whatever it may be. They're very very passionate about their hobby. So that's what either one of those two is what sort of products you should be looking to test. Okay. Now, what types of product to test now that we've covered those in an overview? Well, in Q4, of course, you can sell products which are more cool, quirky, and unique due to the increase in impulse buys. Now, you don't always have to focus on problem-solving products. Products which are cool and quirky, like I've mentioned, because a lot of people are buying for gifts, etc. They work really well on Facebook in this Q4 period, especially if you're drop shipping. So what I like to do is I like to shift my attention to those kind of products, okay? Now, what I will say is, remember, if you are going to go this route, again, always make sure you've got some sort of passionate audience or passionate angle to work to. And I've covered some there, of course, parents, hobbyists, pet owners, couples, people who are just recently getting married, or it may be their first Christmas together. Making sure you've got an angle on things will help you have the upper leg when it comes to selling on Facebook, right? Now, you want to look for products which can be given as gifts. again, people are buying not just for themselves on Facebook. So if you can look for gift selling products where you can potentially, people will potentially purchase the product in multiples, and you can offer off discounts for friends, kids, family members that have purchased in multiples. Then of course what you can do as well is it's gonna allow you to increase your AOV, which is your average order value. So by pushing people to, buy more of the exact same product as gifts. Now, the final point is you can look for seasonal products as well. Seasonal products which generally solve a problem. So, for example, when it's cold, one of the winning products last year was heat warming gloves. And you can find an angle for that, such as maybe ski enthusiasts. Or again, another problem solving product was the product whereby, I'm not sure if you've seen it before, but basically it's a product which helps you cut wrapping paper a lot easier, I think. So you don't use scissors, you just use this product and it slices it along and it slices the paper really easy. So that would be a product that we could sell, but the angle for that would be parents, people who have got to wrap presents for their kids. So again, finding those angles is really important to do so. Now, you may be thinking, okay, cool, now I know what to sell essentially. How can I find them? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover obviously some free methods and then we'll talk about some paid methods. I'm not going to go too deep into the paid methods because there's loads out there, but I'll show you some free methods and of course some paid methods as well briefly. So first and foremost, of course, we've got finding products in your Facebook feed, going to the ads library and seeing what they are running. So just to give you an example of that, if we head into my Facebook page, my homepage, I've scrolled down and I've got targeted by this advert here by Corlina. Now, if I open up this, okay, and what you can also do is any adverts that you see, I always recommend that you like it. So if I head back to this, I would always kind of like save it. I would like it. I wouldn't comment on it, but you could do that if you really wanted to. But I also like to open up the page, and if we go to page transparency, click see more, and if you click on go to ads library, what it's going to do is it's going to pull up all of the ads that these guys are running. Now these are more of a branded kind of store, so they're only selling the same products. But if this was a niche store or a general store, you'd be able to have a look at all of the different products that they are selling. Now, what I also do is it will default to whichever country you are at. If you click on all, what will happen is it will it'll bring up everything that they're selling in all different countries. So you can see they're selling this knife. This seems to be their leading product that they're selling. But again, if this was a niche store or a general store, from this page, we would be able to see different products. One thing I also like to do, a real quick tip, is I'll always like to scroll down and see how long they've been running stuff for. And if you scroll down here, you can see that this one's been running since the 30th of June. So it tells you that this is a winning product for these guys. And also they are also running retargeting as well. So no marketer is going to run retargeting on a product if the top of the funnel isn't making any sales, right? So that's another point to taking advantage is if someone is doing retargeting ads, right? Chances are that the product that they're retargeting is making money on their top of the funnel cold adverts, right? So that's just one way that you can do things. Another thing is, of course, heading to Comm Feed. Now, Comm Feed is a free website, commafeed.com, and you should pretty much just sign up, and you can log different stores. And what it will do is it's an RSS feed, I believe. So it will consistently pull in every product which people on their Shopify store upload. So if I show you what it looks like really quickly, I've got this store here, and basically every time they upload a product, you can see this one was like 3 days ago. This one was, like a few days ago. And every new product that they put on their store, okay, it will pull into this feed here, and it just gives me an idea, and again some potential products that I could then generally go out to test. So that's another thing that you can test out. And of course, finally, I've covered this in one of my other videos, but going to AliExpress, typing in the VIP link and sorting by newest or most orders and doing some investigating. That one, of course, takes some time, but definitely check that one out. It's a very good method. And also, if you want some more ideas on how to do product research, make sure you check out my product research playlist. I've got a product research playlist which covers loads of different tactics, styles, methods that I always use. So make sure you check that out. I'll link it somewhere at the top, okay? So now that we've covered the free methods, let's talk about some of the paid methods. These are the ad spy tools that I like to use. We've got eSniper, we've got ad spy, seller trend, and Ecom Hunt. Again, I'm not going to show you all of these because it will just take too long, but they all vary in price. Most of them I am affiliated with, and you can get some sort of either extended discount or trial. So I'll leave the links for all of those ones down below. Check them out, and yeah, they're very good to have. Now I want to give you some examples just of some real life products, okay, that you can potentially look into. So let's just pull up this one here. So you can see we've got this product here, and basically it doesn't solve any problem whatsoever, but it's cool, quirky, unique, right? But there's a passionate audience behind it as well. And you can see that this has started in September 2019, so around about this time last year. It absolutely crushed it. 74,000 likes, 49,000 comments, 155,000 shares. So absolutely smashed it out of the water. And again, this is a product like I've just mentioned, completely doesn't solve any problem, but cool, quirky, unique, and the passionate audience behind this is going to obviously be parents or grandparents, etc. For their grandkids. So great product. Another product here, we've got, again, this one here started in January 2019. However, when I checked on AdSpy, which I was using for this tool, they were running it through the Q4 period. This one was, again, a lot of people have seen this product, but 234,000 likes, which is, it's insane. 26 million views on this video. And this is just a home shot video. I'm not going to play it, but basically you can order this product in and shoot a similar video like this yourself, okay? Not rocket science. You don't need any professional videos to make money on Facebook. Trust me, right? Final one we've got here is, this is for Halloween. It started in September 24th. So again, a few days. So like around about this time last year, right? 17,000 likes, 3,000 comments, and 11,000 shares. Again, I'm not going to play the video, but you can see we're going to pet owners, the passionate audience, and of course, let's click that off. But yeah, we're going to pet owners, passionate audience, and again, the period time, of course, is Halloween time, okay? So you can see there exactly what I've just demonstrated in real life, right? Now, moving on, I want to give you some value bombs, of course. Is what I like to do, of course, is I like to look at products that were crushing it last year, which is exactly what I've just shown you, right? The chances are that these products will do great again this year. And what I generally find is that you'll see the same products crop up, the same products crop up over and over again. So like I remember, like I said, remember that Facebook audiences change over time. So people who, previously didn't have any kids last year have now all of a sudden got kids. People who have now taken up a new interest in, boxing or golf or whatever it may be, may not have done that last year. So Facebook audiences are consistently changing. So, just because it was doing really well last year doesn't mean that it's completely saturated, because again, like I've mentioned, those changes within the audiences always happen over time. So 3, Facebook strategy. And we're going to talk about some Facebook strategies, how to actually market your products, okay? Now, before we move on, of course, how many tests, how many products should you be testing? Now, you want to aim, okay? You want to aim to test around 3 to 5 products a week, more if your budget allows. But what you want to make sure is that these are quality tests. Don't just test products for the sake of making up the numbers and think, hey, I'll just randomly pick these 5, and then that's my work done for the day. Make sure that they are quality tests, okay? Now, how I like to do things, this is an overview. ABO stands for ad set budgets to test. I always personally like to use ABO to test. A lot of people like to use CBOs. I personally just like to stick to ad set budgets to test. It gives me more control and I prefer to use it. Of course, what we can do as well is some creative testing to help make sure that we've got enough creatives to scale with, so that we're not experiencing advert fatigue. And then of course we've got CBO, which is campaign budget optimization to scale, retarget, and those kind of things. So how to test? This is generally just a testing that you can use. It's kind of like a basic thing that I always like to do, which is just one campaign, 8 ad sets, 8 to 10 ad sets. I generally like to go with 8 because if it don't work with 8, it's not going to work with 10, and you save yourself $20. So I like to go with 8. We always want to make sure that we've got one different interest per ad set. So only one interest per ad set, so we can measure which audience is bringing us in the sales. I always like to have 2 ad sets, 2 ads per ad set. Now these ads don't have to be completely 2 different videos. They can be one video. They can have have the same exact video but 2 different ad copies, or you could have the exact same video, exact same ad copy, and 2 different thumbnails. All you want to do is just try to hold, all you want to do basically is test one variable, whether it be your thumbnail or whether it be your ad copy, especially if you're trying to do a lot of rapid tests. You don't want to be spending, loads of money on loads of different videos if you know that if the product is not going to work, essentially. Budget, a lot of people ask me about budget, $8 to $15 per ad set, generally what I like to go for. Countries, top English speaking countries, you can do e-packet minus like Mexico, Brazil, and some of those dodgy countries. Placements, you either want to go with all placements or news feeds only. Recently, I've personally just been going with newsfeed only, so IG and Facebook, which is what I generally find has been having the best success at the moment in time. Now, the goal for this testing period is, of course, to find winning audiences and find a winning creative that you can take to scale and to test further. That's the main premise of this test, okay? It's just to find winning audiences and find a creative that you can then take further, okay? Now, going forward, okay, we have got some creative testing. So say, for example, we have found, we've been running this test for a while, and we've got some ad sets which are working great. We've got one creative which is looking great. How can we then, find more winning creatives? And this is something that you do simultaneously while still scaling, right? So what I like to do personally is I like to take the best or second audience, create a CBO, and I like to test out new creatives that way. Now, what I like to do is I like to take the best creative from the testing phase, and I like to make iterations based on that. So say, for example, you had one video, one thumbnail, one ad copy, right, which is doing good. What I'll then do is maybe another one would be a different video, same ad copy, same thumbnail. And another one would be, same different video, same copy, same thumbnail, if you get what I mean. Just making those iterations based on the winning one. I like to leave the CBO for 4 days, okay? And again, the goal for this, all this period is to do is just to find new winning creatives that you can scale with in your main campaigns so that you don't experience ad fatigue. That is all we're trying to do for this part, right? Now, when it comes to scaling, what you want to do is, I like to personally, my scaling methods aren't insanely technical. Facebook doesn't have to be technical, okay? I like to literally just take my best 3, best 5 interests from my test campaign and creatives and put them into a CBO. Now, your CBO budget can vary based on the performance of how well they're doing. If you're getting 5x, 10x, or whatever it may be, you may want to set a higher budget. But the general rule of thumb is what I generally like to go with is like 1 to 2x cost per acquisition per creative. So, for example, if you've got a $25 CPA, okay, and you've got 3 ads inside of the ad set and you've got 3 ad sets, then your campaign budget, okay, will be 225. You can round that up to 250 if you want to, but that is just a basic rule of thumb that you can go off, okay? And again, you can be flexible with this depending on how well your metrics are and how good your gut feeling with how well you think this product's going to do. Now, in terms of scaling these CBOs, what you generally do is again, not rocket science. Add 20 to 30% every 4 to 5 days, or you can go higher depending on how how well it's doing. But I wouldn't generally go 100% because you're probably going to rock the boat and the optimization. Okay. Finally, you can duplicate different CBOs inside of different ad accounts and different business managers if you need to. Okay. Now, this method, of course, is consistent, is continual, and what you want to be doing, of course, is continue to test new audiences and identify winning ad sets in your testing campaign that you can then consistently create CBOs to scale for. So you would test out your lookalike audiences, you would test out maybe some no broad targeting, different interests, etc., like that. And then once you've identified those winning ad sets, take them into CBOs, okay, to scale further with. Now, store changes, okay? These are some things that you can make, and just making the most out of your festive period, just to put the, what's the word I'm looking for? The cherry on the top, so to speak. So these are some things that you can do. Again, these little icons here make no sense whatsoever. Couldn't be bothered to go through and change all of those. But the content is still good, okay? So we've got the banners. You can change banners on your website. So the one that you've got at the top, your store sticky, okay? You can mention stuff such as site-wide sales or any specific discount that you've got. Again, on Black Friday, I like to change that banner to say, 50% off everything site-wide only for 24 hours, right? You can do that. In your ad copy, what I like to do is any sort of winning creatives that you've got, you can make changes of that, so duplicate it, make some changes, and just tweak the ad copy to be centered around, a festive event. So, this would be absolutely great for, a present. Or, another thing you could do is, again, add in the words Black Friday, Cyber Monday when the time comes around, right? Now, timers. I've put timers in there, and timers were really, really big in like 2016, but using countdown timers into 2020 is not, you don't really want to have them on your product page whatsoever, if I'm being 100% perfectly honest. However, with that being said, if you're going to legitly use them, such as if you only use them on Black Friday or only use them on Cyber Monday, then you have a legit purpose to do so, and they'll work very well in terms of giving customers that scarcity or kick up the backside that they need to purchase products, right? So that's what I would say. One thing you can do is include the incentive to purchase as gifts or as presents in your product descriptions. So basically what you're trying to do is plant that seed in someone's head when they visit the product page that they can also purchase for a friend or family or whoever it may be, because then they may not have been thinking about it when they actually saw the product, but having read it inside of the description can help them then purchase more than one. Now, pop-ups. I'm going to talk about pop-ups in the email marketing section as well. But basically what you can do is collect emails ready for Black Friday, ready for Cyber Monday. And basically emails is easy, predictable money. And of course, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to sell to someone who's already purchased from your website or someone who has on your emailing list, because you're not paying Facebook to acquire the customer again, right? And then finally, pictures. So what you can do is any banners that you've got on your website, change those to the festive period. You can put in any sort of discount codes. What I like to do across my stores, of course, is when it hits the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I like to change all of the banners on the stores to say Black Friday, site-wide sale, etc., and those kind of things, okay? Now, like I mentioned, email marketing. So collect leads to cross-sell your products. Now, with email marketing, this is how the whole flow kind of sets up. I'm not an email marketing expert, okay? I don't claim to be. However, I have used email marketing to have to get some success and to make additional sales, right? So the way you want to set things up is, of course, have pop-ups. It's the only way you're going to be able to collect leads. Now, I don't mean pop-ups, which are the annoying ones which pop up straight on your face as soon as someone lands on your website. They are not what you want to do, okay? One thing you can do, of course, is exit intent pop-ups, which where someone is on desktop, they go to scroll out. I'll show you some examples in a moment of time because I took some screenshots. But when someone scrolls out, you hit them up with, hey, get 10% off, and they enter their email and it gives them the code. You've then collected their email, and that is someone who you can then remarket to later down the line, right? So then one thing that you can do, pop-ups, and you can in terms of using pop-ups, you can use Wheelio, which is one. I personally was using Opt-in Monster, but now I've switched most of my stores to Klaviyo Forms, which works just as well. So there are any three that you can use for exit intent pop-ups and those kind of things. Now, once you collect emails, you can go into flows, right? And flows are basically email flows. And I'll show you an example of one of my email flows from one of my brands, okay? I'll show you that shortly. But basically, you want to upsell, either cross-sell products, nurture the lead, okay? Tell them about your business, tell them about your brand, etc., what you stand for, and help increase your LTV, which is lifetime value, the amount that someone spends with you on your store over a lifetime, okay? Then we've got campaigns. Everyone knows what an email campaign is. It's pretty much when you send out a special offer, Black Friday sale, you want to email your list. We've got, and basically, like I mentioned previously, is it's cheaper to send to those people than acquiring new customers on Facebook, right? Now, these are two pop-ups that I saw on two beauty brands, okay? So we've got this one here. Basically, it's, it pops up. This one's a slide-in, by the way. Just says, hey, babe, get 10% off, blah, 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 blah. Enter your email address and subscribe. Now, once you put that in, they're going to send you an email giving you 10% off, and then you're going to enter into an email welcome series, which is going to tell you about the brand, cross-sell you some products, maybe give you some more discounts, and those kind of things. On the right hand side, again, we've got another one, but a different kind of version. Again, get your secret discount. This one's more of a gamification one. So I think you enter your email and then that wheel spins round. I personally didn't do it myself, but that's what it basically is. Pops up on the screen after a certain period of time, entering your email address, countdown timer, and you get a discount code. And the same thing as that one, you're going to enter into a welcome series. They're going to cross-sell you, they're going to upsell you, and tell you more about the brand and try and get you to purchase the products, okay? Now, this is an email flow for one of my brands, okay? Of course, I've blanked out a few things here, but you can see, basically, I've got 5 emails in the sequence. Basically, again, someone pops in to the website, we pop up, hey, get your 10% off. They get that code, and then of course after 1 day, and they haven't purchased, we tell them about the product. We nurture them. This one here again, does it actually work? Tell them the benefits, customer reviews, etc. And then we've got 2 days later again, give us a try, another 10% off, code expiring, etc. And then 2 days later, have you got any questions? What are some of the common Q&As? Answer the question, put them in there as well, and just remove as many frictions as you possibly can. But that's basically an email for one of my brands that you can set up. Again, you can make this. I'm not an email expert, but you can do this. It's pretty easy. Now, finally, and probably the most important thing for a lot of people who don't, it's maybe their first Q4, or they may be going through some sticking issues. This is some important shiz that you need to know. The nitty gritty stuff that you need to know is going to help you massively in your lifetime and over these next 3 months. Okay. So important things to consider. Now, firstly, you need to make sure that you have multiple ad accounts. Okay. Facebook, of course, is pretty much, you can get banned by doing pretty much anything, even if you're 100% branded, or even if you're white hat, you're not selling anything dodgy. But everyone, pretty much, if you're a Facebook marketer, you have experienced incorrect ad account bans, which, it happens. But if all of your eggs are in one basket on one ad account and that ad account gets banned, then, if you're relying just on Facebook traffic, then you're going to hit from 5K to 0 or whatever you were doing before. So always have multiple ad accounts, right? Just on that point, which I didn't actually put in here, is what I like to do is I like to make sure that I have one winning product in one ad account and another winning product in another ad account. Again, just separating those eggs, okay? You want to make sure that when you scale, you have the infrastructure. So you want to make sure that your suppliers can handle the volume, first and foremost. And of course, you want to make sure that your support staff can handle the amount of email inquiries, because they are going to increase together. You want to make sure that those two things, if you hire people, make sure you've got people on deck responding to email tickets within 24 to 48 hours, right? You want to make sure that your ad account spending limits are increased, right? Especially if you want to spend a lot of money. You can have loads of different ad accounts, but if you've got ad accounts to start off with, they start off now. Facebook have changed a lot of things, but they start at like $50 a day. Then they go up to $250 a day, and then it's $500, and then it's like $1,000. But the max cap is like 5,000, but then you have to request to increase it up to 10,000, which is what I recently done with one of my ad accounts. So you can do that, reach out to support. Now, finally, of course, like I mentioned at the start of this video, if you are drop shipping from China or AliExpress, you want to ideally stop scaling around the second week of December. It's highly unlikely that products will that won't arrive in time for Christmas as gifts. Yes, you can put banners, but it won't stop people wanting refunds if it doesn't arrive before Christmas Eve for them to wrap it up. Okay, so just bear that in mind. And there are some important points which I've had to face the reality of in the last few Q4s. So make sure, of course, you take all of these into consideration. Now, of course, make sure you like this video, of course, and comment down below how much you want to make in Q4 this year. Hold yourself accountable. And of course, if you are not, make sure you go follow first and foremost, my new IG account. The old one got removed. It's Beast of Ecom UK. That is my new Instagram account. Look, I've gone from 21k to 1400. So yeah, go drop me a follow. I drop value on there as well. If you are not subscribed to the channel, then you already know what to do. Drop a subscribe, and if you want to join into the mastermind, okay, the free one, jump in there. We've got about 13,000 members in there. So yeah, make sure you all go and take that action right now. So hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like on the video, and of course make sure you comment down below any questions that you may have. I will be online replying to as many as I possibly can. Let me know also how much you want to make this Q4. Okay, what is your drop shipping goal? Let me know. Hold yourself accountable. Comment down below how much you want to make. If you haven't already, make sure you get a copy of my 100% free ebook. Okay, the link for that will be down below. And of course, if you want to learn more from me personally, then make sure you check out my course Ecom Beast 2.0. The link for that will be down below. And if you come from YouTube and use the code YouTube100, then you get $100 off the course. Hit me up on Instagram. It's Beast of Ecom UK. Drop me a like, drop me a DM, drop me a comment, and we'll try and connect on there. One final thing before I sign out is I have got a new video coming out with Obolo again, which I am excited for. That's going to be on their official channel, dropping real soon. So make sure, of course, you stay tuned for that one as well. But that is it, and that is all for this video. I hope you absolutely smash Q4. Take care, and I'll see you later.